the Purpose Driven Mother Podcast, show number 16. What's going on, mothers? My name is Alicia Askew, host of the Purpose Driven Mother Podcast, where mothers are imperfectly perfect and thriving on their purpose-driven journey. Hear from the most courageous and inspiring mothers of today who are striving to pave the road ahead, reach new heights, and share their greatest lessons so that you can walk powerfully on your purpose-driven journey. So stay tuned to unleash that drive that you need to thrive while becoming the truly amazing woman you are designed to be. All right, ladies, I am super excited to get started with today's podcast because I have added a new dimension to the original way of doing the Purpose Driven Mother podcast. So if you have not heard or seen, then please go check out the YouTube channel, The Purpose Driven Mother, and you can actually visually see the engagement between Sharmetra and I, and then as well as future guests, because now I will be doing my podcast from a live and visual standpoint, and I want to make it more engaging and interactive. We have Sharmetra Pittman, and she is the Mother Daughter Relationship Renovator. She is also a creative bonding coach and the CRO of Love Life Enterprises. And one of the things about what Sharmetra does is that she passionately mentors tween and teen girls on self-worth while encouraging mothers to create a strong and healthy relationship with their daughters. So how awesome is that? All right, Sharmetra, I don't want to spill all the beans on what it is that you do, but just share with us a little bit about who you are, about the mission that you have set out for.
Okay, I am Sharmetra Pittman, like you said, the Mother and Daughter Relationship Renovator. And what I do is I help mothers and daughters rebuild their bond and restore their connection. And basically how I got started with that is I became certified as a life coach a few years ago. And, as a life coach, when you're first out there, you're trying to figure out, who your target audience is and just pretty much how to create your brand. So I kind of went head in with that, and I kind of noticed that I was leaving out like my daughters. So, our relationship became really damaged because of that, because I was always on the go. I'm always on the computer researching stuff. I'm always doing this and doing that for the business. And God kind of dropped on me. He's like, hey, you want to help others do things, but I need you to fix what's in your own home first. So, I kind of fought with that for a while because I'm like, okay, hey, I've dealt with all these other things in my life. I'm already a great mom, as I was thinking, not realizing that me being an awesome provider did not make me a great mom. Right. So, once I really accepted, the purpose that God had put in front of me, it just all began to flow better. So, I started to work on different communication techniques between my daughters and I, because I have a 12-year-old daughter, I have a 14-year-old daughter. She began to act out in school, the attitude, eye rolling, all of that. And instead of me trying to figure out what it is she was trying to communicate, I took that as she was being disrespectful. She just got this attitude, blah, blah, blah. And, really once I kind of got to the source of it, which happened to be about 2 years later, so I went through like a 2-year battle with her, I realized, okay, she's dealing with things hormonally that she does not have control over. I'm in my early 30s, so I'm dealing with hormonal issues that I have no control over. Just environmental things, school. Even though, we're thinking, okay, you're just going to school, you shouldn't have any stress. School with this generation, it is stressful because it's stressful for us as parents to try to be proactive with some of the things that kids in general have to deal with. So, I just started to take notice of the different things that were going between both of my daughters and I said, you know what? there has to be other mothers out here who are dealing with the same things. So, in helping others rebuild their relationships, I never claim to have it all down pat. This is a journey that I am going on with my daughters. And I just share our experiences, even though my daughters don't like for me to share too much. I do share a lot. I am very transparent, especially on the things, the mistakes that I have made and what I have learned from them. We still have our battles, but we have all learned how to look at the situation and say, okay, the next time this comes up, we know how to handle it a little bit differently. And we're just trying to have fun. We're learning each other. We've just started learning each other's love language because that's important. And we just my daughters and I, we like to have fun. And we're pretty much, just like I said, we're all on a journey just to build the strongest bond and have a healthy relationship, so that their children and my great grandchildren, everyone will have a healthy relationship with their mothers.
Wow, that is so awesome. And I absolutely love what you had said about being on a journey with your daughters, because a lot of parents, they get into this mindset of we are the parents and what we say goes. And just by shifting your mindset and having it be an inclusive journey, including the kids in the decision, that will make a difference in the bond and the relationship and the communication that everyone has amongst one another. So I absolutely love that point. And then I also love the point that you had made about the love language. And so what exactly does that mean? And how were you able to incorporate that into your relationships with your children?
Well, the five love languages, that actually, well, I was first introduced to it, my husband and I, at our church. Gary Chapman wrote a book, The Five Love Languages, and the first book is based on relationships between man and woman. But if you go on his website, he has like quizzes that you can take to find out what your child's love language is as well. And once I learned my love language, um, I was able to teach my husband how I wanted to be loved. And like I mentioned before, I would equate loving my family with what I could provide for them, and not understanding that me being an excellent provider, I was not nurturing. I wasn't giving the hugs. I wasn't giving the kisses, because in my mind, I felt as though, okay, you should know that I love you because I'm providing. So, once I took the time to learn my love language, and then I said, well, if that's important to me for my husband to be able to speak my love language, then it has to be important for my children as well. Just so happens, both of my daughters, they both have two different love languages. My oldest daughter, her love language is words of affirmation, which makes sense because she loves to be praised. She loves verbal praise, loves, you're all, she just likes to be filled with anything verbal. And my youngest daughter, she likes family time. She likes, that quality time. She's always saying, "Oh, can we go do something as a family?" We even went to the mall. No, we went to an amusement park a couple of weeks ago, and we're like, "Okay, you two are old enough. You can go off on your own." And she's like, "Well, no, it's family time," and so which makes sense for her. Quality time is her love language. So it kind of gives you that insight that you need, so that you can communicate and love your child the way that they are able to receive it, because communication is very big in any relationship. And when people learn to accept the fact that everybody does not communicate the same, and to learn how to communicate with people, then a lot of issues that we have, they will decrease, and things will flow a lot smoother. But like you said, with parents, we're like, we're the authority, so it's what I say goes. And with this generation of kids, it can't be like that. The kids, they don't fear anybody. They definitely do not have any fear of authority, which is evident with, all that's going on right now with the police and everything. And we just have to find a different way to approach what we do with our kids these days.
And then especially these days with just children spending most of their day in school and then most of their day with their friends, family time is really limited and there is not much value placed on family these days. So it is absolutely important for that trust and that bonding and for that communication to be open with each person in the family. And so now these days with technology and everything else that's going on, it is so easy and so often that we see children stray away from the family and stray away from their parents. So what can one do in order to rebuild that connection with their children and, get them to come back and be a part of the family unit?
Well, like I said, the main thing is to learn how to communicate. Um, I communicate with my girls daily. We all ask each other, like, how was your day? What's going on? Because I'm a teacher, like, I see a lot of different things within the school that happen daily anyway. So some certain situations, I'll just take note of it, and then I'll come home and I'll discuss that with my girls. Have you come across anything like that? Or, just really, I really pick their brains. And because I'm so open, they are open with me. So sometimes they come to me with stuff like, Mom, what does this mean? And I'm like, wait, where did you get that from? But I'm glad that they feel comfortable enough to come to me. So I try to keep the communication fun with them open. Social media, I know a lot of people say kids shouldn't be up there. We're doing them a disservice trying to stop them from having access to the technology. And I tell my friends all the time, what I do is I monitor and I have control over the things that I can. Anything that I can have a password to, I have it. And the things that I cannot, I pray over it. Because you will worry yourself to death trying to keep up with everything dealing with technology. But my kids, they have kick, so sometimes I may kick them. They enjoy getting a kick message from me. Instagram, we do Instagram, Facebook. So I just try to keep up with, a lot of the different social media outlets that they have. I don't do the dub smash or whatever that is. But, we have to be open to their world. We have to stop trying to fit them into our world and understand that their world is so rapidly evolving, and we are a part of that. Technology has taken over. We didn't have those issues as children. We just didn't. We didn't have technology. Our technology was what, an Atari, a Nintendo, Sega Genesis. That was it.
Right.
But now,
Outdoors was a major
right,
technology.
just going outdoors. But now they have it all. So you have to keep up with it. So I'm just very open and honest with my girls, even down to when it comes to sex, boys. We talk about boys all the time. I just keep it open and I let them know, you just give me an opportunity to tell you the right things before you go look for the information in other places. And that so far has worked for us. Um, like I said, they are very comfortable coming to me, asking me questions about boys and, different things, situations that happen in school or things that they hear about. So, um, just keeping the line of communication open and try to be creative and fun with it, that has helped us a lot.
I can definitely see that. And I loved how you had touched on that the parents need to be open-minded to the ways and the advancement of their children, because especially I think it's more so the age gap and difference, and like we had touched on before, the authoritative role, that a lot of parents just want to be closed-minded and only see things one-sided because they may think that was best, either from them being raised that way or from what they know about life. So I do want to touch on just the role of motherhood. And so what is your opinion about mothers, how they carry themselves, how they treat themselves as a woman and as a mother? How does that trickle down to affect the confidence of their daughters, of their children?
It is very important. And we tend to lose ourselves in being a mother. We forget who we are as an individual first. And we have to kind of get some kind of balance with, the self-love, taking care of yourself, boosting your self-esteem yourself, because that does roll over into how you are as a mother. It translates, very well, and either that can translate in a negative way or a positive way. Um, we forget that our children are watching us constantly. They see things, they pick up on things that we go through, even when we think we're fooling them. Um, but they pick up on these things, and that's because, I believe, because of the divine connection that we have with our children. So what I tell mothers to do is make sure you take care of yourself, and don't wait until the end of the day to try to do that. And for some reason, we always say we don't have time to do it. And when we do try to get time, it's always at the end of the day, or the end of the week, or the end of the month, the end of the summer, the end of the year. Is always at the end of something. Why do we always wait until the end? And I used to do that as well. But what I did was I created a self-love calendar for myself. For 30 days, I had to show myself love. And it wasn't like every day I went out and bought something. I didn't do that every day, but it would be just simply, okay, on Monday, I'm going to wake up an extra 5 minutes early and read a couple of pages out of a book that I've been trying to read. Or, on Tuesday, I'm going to go in the bathroom and lock myself in, and I'm not going to respond to any of the screaming and arguing and anything that the kids are doing for 10 minutes. And, just simple things like that. And really, honestly, once I did that for 30 days, it became second nature. And it took away that guilt, because, at first you're guilty. Okay, they need me. Somebody's arguing with somebody and everything. When you think about it, all of that stuff happens whether you're there or not. If they're arguing, they see that you're there, they're going to do it either way. The situation is going to happen. But you have to have some type of peace within yourself before you can even deal with a lot of the things that our children go through. So that's so important. So I tell people, stop waiting until the end of the day. Stop waiting to fill yourself up, because you really truly cannot pour out to anybody, especially your kids, if you haven't filled yourself up. So
Oh my goodness, I really love your self-love, your self-care calendar, because even for me as a mother, I still have sometimes where it's hard for me to try to squeeze things in. And I need to stop trying to squeeze things in, but actually make, adjust my life around the me time that I do need for myself. So I really do love the fact that you did bring that up. And I keep looking at your board back there hanging on the wall. So what is that board, and how did you go about creating that?
that is one of my vision boards that I did this year. And um my love language is, well, it's actually changed, but one of the top love languages is also words of affirmation, as my daughter's is. And I realized this year, when I did this vision board, that all my vision boards always have more words than pictures. I looked through several magazines, and the pictures really mean nothing to me, but the words pop out to me. So all of my vision boards are filled with words. And that's pretty much what this one is. And actually, this one is one that I actually did about 2 years ago, actually. I think I did fill in a few new words, but I did this one a few years ago when I first started doing vision boards. So That's what that is.
Wow, that is so interesting. And every time that I went to create my vision boards, I was always finding words in magazines that popped out at me. And I was telling myself, no, 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 Alicia, you have to get pictures because that's what it's supposed to be, a picture board of your dreams. So, do you happen to have a book or a go-to magazine that you like to read that helps you on your journey of motherhood and entrepreneurship?
Um, Honestly, no. Um, I used to love, love, love reading. And when I got into grad school a couple of years ago, reading anything for fun went out the door. And I have not been able to get back into reading since. And my friend, she always says, "You go, girl, you gotta read, you gotta read." And I'm like, I've read before. So I'm trying to get back into it. And another fun, it's funny that you brought that up because even with magazines, like I am a faithful subscriber to Oprah's magazine. I do not open the magazine up. I have like stacks of Oprah magazines that I have not even looked at. I look at the cover and I'm like, "Oh, Oprah's got a nice outfit on. Oh, you working at Oprah?" And then I sit it on my bookshelf
Forget about it.
and forget about it.
Oh my goodness, I can completely agree with you on that. And for me, I normally wait until the end of the day to read. And so by the time I read the first sentence, I have already fell asleep. I am trying to get into reading more fictional books because when you read fiction, it really helps to just bring out the compassion, your curiosity, and just, help your imagination to expand. And so that is one thing that I'm trying to move towards. And so if there is anyone that is listening to this podcast today, please recommend a favorite or a top fiction book that you love, something that is quick and easy and that is not 7 series.
Yeah, I know some people they're like, "Okay, well I have this, you should have this on your reading list and that." And yeah, that's all great. And actually I buy the books. I do. I really do. I buy the actual hardback, the softback. I have books on the Kindle, the Nook. I do. And I just cannot read. So maybe this summer, look at me pushing things back. This summer,
Have you thought about doing an Audible book?
oh, then I can't listen to Nicki Minaj if I'm listening to the book.
Or do you mean Jay-Z?
Both of them. Yes, somebody else just told me that. So what I know, and I've always loved reading. As far as I can remember, I remember I would even get into my closet as a child and just go in there and read books. So I don't know how grad school just tore that love away from me, but I that is definitely something on my list that I really want to get back into because it's so comforting, especially when you really get a good book. Um, a lot of people, I think some people overdo it now with the self help books. People don't know how to just read for fun anymore, and that might be what I think I burnt myself out doing the self-help, the motivation books, and people saying, "Hey, you got to read this book," and then I just instantly pick it up, read it, and I think that kind of deterred me from my love of reading because I'm like, you know what, I'm tired of learning now. I'm a teacher. I was in school. I'm like, I'm tired of learning. My brain is burnt out from learning. So I think that's what it is. A lot of people don't honestly say that, but I think that's what it is. Self-help is a trend now, and a lot of people jumped on the bandwagon, and I think I just overdid it with the self-help trend. So trying to detox.
Do you have a favorite quote or any last words that you can share with mothers so that they can continue to strengthen and rebuild that relationship between them and their daughters?
What I like to tell mothers is, and it may sound corny to some people, but when you think about it, the way God made us, our to be connected to our daughters. You weren't built to break. You were not built to bend. You were built to bond. That is a divine connection that is within all of us. Mothers and daughters were built to connect. That's why we have things. We're so similar. That's why if you have daughters who've already started their cycle, you think about it, your cycles come around the same time of the month. It's divine that all of that happens. So I just like to tell mothers, you whatever is going on between you and your daughter, you just remember, you were not built to break, you were not built to bend, you were built to bond.
And I know you have some awesome things going on this summer.
I am actually, what I came up with, I declared July National Mother Daughter Bonding Month. So, what I'm going to do starting June 1st, I'll be doing a 30-day countdown to July, and I'm going to have different challenges going on just to do something fun, and have mothers and daughters stay connected throughout the month of July, because we're traveling, so just doing different fun things and giving tips and resources just to stay connected throughout the summer months. So look forward to that. My countdown begins June 1st.
Wow, you are just rocking and rolling, Sharmetra. I just want to give you a high five. So how can people reach out to you and connect with you?
You can reach out to me on Facebook, of course. That's facebook.com/Coach Metra Pittman. Also on Instagram, Sharmetra Pittman. And my Twitter is Coach Metra. Try to remember all this stuff. And my website is sharmetrapittman.com.
Perfect. I will have all of that information for you ladies in the show notes. So if you did miss it, you will definitely be able to get it from there. All right, Sharmetra, thank you so much for joining me on this new podcast experience. You were definitely the guinea pig, but I think that this is just going to break new barriers and just open up new doors for many of the guests to come.
And I will keep in touch with
Thank you for the opportunity, and thank you for letting me be the first one to try it out.
And ladies, I have just released my newest mini e-course called Shine Bright, Bold, and Beautiful. So if you are looking to combat your inner voice, that critic that just keeps nagging you in your ear, if you are ready to silence it, overcome your self-doubt and overflow in self-love, then this www.thepurposedrivenmother.com and register today. So until next time, radiate your light and let it shine.